ready. Let's close the eyes and we'll find a nice, comfortable, naturally relaxed sitting posture. Becoming aware of the spine, maintaining a nice posture with the spine tall, vertical, and to feel the elongation gently. Pull the neck up, push the tailbone down, and then keeping the head, neck, and the trunk in alignment. So keeping the spine tall and vertical gives you any kind of discomfort, make adjustments. Make sure you feel comfortable and relaxed. Let the hands rest nicely on your knees, thighs, your lap. Shoulders hanging loose, very nicely relaxed arms and shoulders. Relax the neck muscles. Soften the facial muscles. Relax the jaws. Now begin to watch your breath with the awareness at the tip of the nose and just monitor the breath as you inhale and exhale. Natural rhythm of breathing. To enhance that awareness, feel that subtle sensation of cooling in the nostrils when you inhale, warmth of the air when you exhale. Awareness of the breath itself brings us in a centered awareness, turning the focus inward, bringing us into the present moment. Let's recite Om 3 times now. So take a deep inhalation. Open the eyes softly now. Eye exercise. Do the circular rotation of the eyes again. So keep the head in the center and the spine should be tall but nice and relaxed. No strain. Let's look up to the ceiling and then move the eyes in a full circle, begin in the clockwise rotation. Keeping the head very steady in the center and keeping the movement of the eyes smooth, continuous. Try and stretch these circle large so we can exercise the eye muscles. Let's move this Move the eyes in this full 360-degree rotation, large circle, stretching, exercising. Head staying perfectly steady in the center. As the eyes, it's the top next, center them and close. Just relax for a moment. Open the eyes and look up. This time move the eyes in the other direction, counterclockwise. Smooth movement, large circle. Gentle effort to stretch the eyes as we go along this full circle. The eyes reach the top, center the eyes and close. Rub the palms briskly. Kick up over the eyes. Soft cover. Rub the eyelids, eyebrows. Massage around the eyes, forehead, sides, cheeks, neck and the throat. Softly open the eyes. Namaste and welcome everyone. This is day number 5 of our journey together. Get ready for our stretching. So come up on your hands and knees. Positioning the hands under the shoulders vertically. Spread the fingers wide. Knees under the hips. Do a little variation here. We'll stretch the arm and leg with the breathing. So as you inhale, left arm out in front, right leg back. Keep them straight and lift them both up. As you exhale, bend the knee, bring it in front. Use the hand to guide the knee closer to the forehead. So chin should be resting on the chest in this. And keep going. Inhale, arm and leg stretch and lift it up. Look up, exhale, round the spine. Lower the chin down, guide the knee to the forehead. Bring the knee in front. Finish the next round, finish the exhalation. With the hands and knees down. Pause briefly. And then do the other side. Right arm, opposite side. So right arm and left leg. Look up. Straight legs, straight arm. Lift it up high. And then fold the knee. Guide the knee to the forehead when you exhale. This next round. Hands down, knees down, back to the neutral tabletop position. And then slowly transition to the Vajrasana. Do the Kapalabhati practice.
Subhashi, no discussion today. You were going to talk about home, the fourth, the you were going to talk, oh, later. Okay, thank
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. That's on the agenda. So let's do the Kapalabhati practice. Okay. We'll keep the speed at 80 breaths today. So far, we've been doing 75, but let's try 80 today. Breath out, belly in. Final exhalation. Finally, get back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Okay. Sit down comfortable and talk about Om. Beautiful sound. Om. So remember yesterday we, we talked about Om from the perspective of Yoga Sutras, where Patanjali said that Om represents Ishvara. Okay, the phrase that he uses is Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. That's the Sanskrit phrase he uses. Pranava is the Om sound, Om symbol, Om vibration, whatever you want to call it. Om. Pranava. And Vachaka is representative. Vachaka is something that represents something else. So it is nothing but Ishvara. That's what it says. So, and then he said, Tad japas tadartha bhavanam. Remember the next phrase was, if the japa of Om, japa means repetition, constant repetition of Om should be done with the artha bhavan. Artha means the essence. What does it mean? Why are we doing this? Okay, what's the significance of Om? Keep that in mind and then do that. The significance is that it is Ishvara, basically, from the Yoga Sutra perspective. Now we go back to some of the old ancient texts, and most of these, most of the discussion of Om is represented in the Upanishads. These are ancient texts. They are part of the Vedas, and they are the last part, uh, which is the more the philosophy part. You can talk of the essence part, essence of the Vedas. That's called Upanishads. And many Upanishads, they talk about Om, many of them. Okay. But for today's discussion, I've picked the Mandukya Upanishad. That's what the name is, Mandukya. Okay. And it's it's the smallest Upanishad in terms of the number of verses in there. It only has 12 verses. Okay. And it talks about Om basically. So very quickly, we're not going into too much detailed discussion, but I'm just going to show you the what is discussed in the Upanishad. Let me just share the screen. Just 1 second. Okay. All right. So this is Mandukya Upanishad. I've just abbreviated as MU. That's Mandukya Upanishad, and it is like I said, a collection of 12 verses. That's basically what it is.
Excuse me, could you spell Mandukya?
Okay. There it is. Can you see that?
Yes, thank you.
Mandukya. Mandukya. Okay. So now, just very quickly, what does it say? It starts with Om, right? That's the first word in the Mandukya's first sutra, first verse. Om. This word is all this, the whole universe. All that is the past, present, and future is indeed Om. And whatever else there is beyond the threefold division of time, that is anything that's even transcend the time division, that also is truly Om. Okay, so that starts with that. Om is everything, basically. Okay, and then the very next verse says, and all this is indeed Brahman. Brahman is the supreme consciousness, supreme being, and this is the terminology they use in Vedanta philosophy. This is not something we use in the yoga philosophy. Patanjali doesn't use these terms, but this is to give you an idea of what Vedanta is, Vedanta philosophy talks about. But then it says, all this is Brahman. And this Atma, this my individual soul is also Brahman. Okay? And because everything is Brahman and Om is everything, so Om is Brahman. Om is supreme consciousness. That goes by, by extending that definition. And then this has 4 quarters. Okay, so the 4 quarters are of course defined as the waking state, dream state, dreamless state, and there's a 4th state. Okay, so it goes into a discussion of these, the waking state. So the first quarter is called the waking state, where we are conscious of the external objects, and it has 7 limbs and 19 mouths, and we don't want to get into all that, but it's very detailed here. Okay, the second quarter is the dream state, it says. Okay, so now we are conscious of the internal objects. All right, and then the 5th sutra says that in the state of deep sleep, one neither desires any object nor sees any dreams. Okay, so this is the dream state. So it goes into this, and then there is a 4th state, which you can think of as forming the substratum for all these states. It transcends the state, but at the same time forms the substratum. It's always there. And that's the 4th state called the pure consciousness. Okay, so that's the Atma, that's the soul. But you cannot call it a state, but it's essentially a being, it's a presence. It's always there. Okay, so that's the basic concept here. They call it the Turiya state in the Upanishad. That 4th, Turiya literally means the 4th. That's the literal meaning in Sanskrit of the word Turiya. Okay, so there is not conscious of the inner word or the dream or anything. Okay? So now it goes into this discussion of Om, where it says that you have to think of this Om as a composite of 3 letters, A, U, and M. Okay, that's where it starts now. All right, and then it says that letter A again, the term used are Vaishwana, Atma, and we don't want to get into the discussion of all that. But for our purposes, simplistically speaking, this letter A is the first letter of Om, and it is uh, the waking state. Okay, its activity is the waking state, the sphere of activity, waking state. So A represents all our experiences in the waking state. That's what we have to understand. And what do we experience in the waking state? We experience, first of all, everything that comes into our being through the five senses, right? So we experience this outside world. That's what's happening in the waking state, outside world, the physical universe, the material universe. And of course, in the waking state, we don't necessarily uh, always just focus outside. We can focus inward also. We can pull stuff from the memory, and that becomes our, thought at that time, our awareness, memory from the memory. So you can pull stuff from the memory, or you can go outside and visualize this outside world. So that's A, the entire experience which we have as the waking state. Then the second letter U, so whose sphere of activity is dream state, is U, the second letter of O, okay? And of course, he who knows this attains the superior knowledge, receives equal treatment from all, and all that is mentioned here. Okay, the final letter, whose sphere is the deep sleep, is M, the third letter of Om, because of both are the measure, and also because in them all become one. Okay, and a lot of discussion here. Just want to basically understand the overall concept here. So remember, dream state, the letter U, what does it represent? What's happening in the dream state? In the dream state, whatever is happening is based on whatever we have previously experienced during the waking state, because that gets stored in our memory, in our subconscious levels. And not only what we have experienced in this life, but they say, according to the yoga philosophy, it is something that we have carried from our previous lives also, because that's also deposited in our memory bank. Okay. So now in the dream, we are able to create a universe of our own mentally, okay, without any experience of the outside world at that time. So it's a creation of our own. And then it doesn't have to be logical. We all know that it's all jumbled up. Some experience of one thing, you can even have you can think of a horse, which has horns, and you can be sitting and flying on a horse, whatever. You know that. Dreams are purely imaginary stuff, but based on whatever is in the subconscious levels. So at that time, our five senses are not functioning, and mind is deeply engrossed in the subconscious level. In the deep sleep, we have no awareness of the outside world, and the mind is also quiet. It's not doing any thinking at that time. And you are in a state where you are purely just supported by that pure awareness. That's what it is. And the only impression that might be left in your mind is whether you had a good sleep, whether you had a disturbed sleep. Okay, so that's the letter M. All right, and like we said, the fourth is without parts and without any relationship. It is the cessation of all phenomena. Okay, and this is, normally they say that when we do the Om chanting successively, in multiple times, then you can think of that brief period of silence, okay, that's between successive Oms, and you can think of that as representing this Turiya state. Turiya is the fourth state, which is nothing but pure consciousness, pure Atma. And of course, in the Upanishads, in the Vedantic concept, Atma is nothing but the supreme being, the Brahman, or the ultimate reality. Okay? You can think of that way. Okay, so this is all there is in the Mandukya Upanishad. All right, and it just talks about Om basically, and because Om represents everything basically, every experience that we can ever imagine, right? Waking state, dreamless state, and then takes us even beyond that, where there is no experience whatsoever. You're totally free of any thought, any experience, which is the fourth state called the Turiya state, where we have transcended all our, any limitation based on time. We are beyond time now. You're not in the past, you're not in the present, you're not in the future. So you have to imagine a state where we have transcended time. We have transcended all material experience of any type. And that's where we are headed in our yoga practice, to get that experience eventually of what my true identity is, which is beyond time, which is beyond anything that we can experience outside or inside. Okay, so that's what Om is. It's a beautiful sound, like I said. It is represents everything. Patanjali says it represents Ishvara. Here it says it represents Brahman. Okay, and then if I have time, I'm going to pull up a few other references from other Upanishads. Maybe talk about this tomorrow or the other next day, whenever I can get that information. All right. Any thoughts or comments on this one? Okay. So Om in one of the other Upanishads, I believe it's the Taittiriya Upanishad. There actually it says that Om should be recited. It doesn't say that, but most people recite that as a form of pranayama, and it's called Udgita pranayama. So when you chant Om, obviously we know that when we chant Om, it's like a pranayama. We take a deep inhalation, and then while exhaling, we make this nice and long sound of Om. So it's pranayama. And when it is recited as pranayama, it's called Udgita pranayama. And that becomes a beautiful dharana practice in itself, Udgita pranayama. Okay? And for our practice today, that's what we will be focusing on. And when we get to that practice, I'll explain how to do that. Udgita pranayama. All right. Any thoughts or any questions, comments? Everyone okay? Can we do some Surya Namaskara? Get a little stretching going. Okay. Let's come up to a standing position. 2 basic rounds of Surya Namaskara. Just loosening up the body, opening up. So come close to the top of the mat, feet together or just slightly apart, flat feet. Flat in the sense that you should feel the weight of the body evenly distributed across the sole of the feet. Shoulders rolled back so you can feel nice and relaxed. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, palms in front, up and back, and look up. Pull the hands up first and push the arms back. Exhale, bending forward. Keep the arms straight out in front. Finally, see if you can drop the hands down. Get them very close to the toes. Bend the knees, palms on the floor, left foot back, all the way back. Slide it back, knee down, buttocks down, chest up. And then the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Buttocks lifted up, Heels pressed down. Look at your feet. Knees, chest, and the chin down. 8 limbs on the floor. Ashtanga mudra, the mudra of total surrender. Surrendering the ego. Abdomen down, head up, chest up, palms up, legs up. Arms down. Let's go back to the downward facing dog. If the head up, left foot forward, up between the palms. Right knee down, buttocks down, chest up. The right foot forward. Legs are straight. Try to drop the chest down. It's called the Uttanasana, also known as the Hastapadasana. Hasta is hand, Pada is the feet. Hands to the feet pose. Head up, arms in front, and then as you inhale, stretch up. Pull the hands up, push them back. And then as you exhale, straighten up, and then release the arms down. Relax now. Surya Namaskar. Feet together. Exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms to the side this time, and up. Pull the hands up toward the ceiling first, then push the arms back. Exhale, bending forward. Finally, drop the hands. We'll bring the hands behind the back. Do this slight variation in the second round, engaging the shoulders. So roll the shoulders back. And inhale, lift the hands up to the ceiling. Pull them up, away from you. Exhale, drop the chest down. Only if comfortable. Release the hands, bend the knees. Palms alongside the feet, the right foot back. Right foot back, knee down, chest up. Left foot back. Downward facing dog. Push the thighs back, flatten the armpits. Lift the buttocks up, press the heels down. Knees down, buttocks back all the way this time. So you're pressing the buttocks onto the heels, forehead on the floor, and to get a good stretch, walk your hands out in front, away from you. Keeping the hands where they are, and smoothly move the body forward. Roll it forward. Come up into the cobra. With the chest up, navel on the floor still. So navel is still on the floor. Shoulders roll back. Elbows are tucked in closer to the body. And look up. Bhujangasana. And go back to the downward facing dog. Head up. Right foot forward. Knee down. Chest up. Left foot forward. Stretch the legs straight, if comfortable, and then drop the chest down. Bring the chest closer to the thighs. Head up. Arms out to the side and slowly stretch up. Pull the hands up, push them back. And then straighten up. Hands down. Please relax. Sit down with the eyes closed for a moment. Just becoming aware of the body, any sensations in the body that you might be feeling as a result of this brief stretching routine. Softly open the eyes now. So pranayama practices come up again. Kapalabhati, one more round, same sequence, same speed. Audio, the metronome nicely. All right. Breath goes out, belly goes in sharply. Anytime you have questions, please ask. So final exhalation. Natural rhythm of breathing now. Regular breaths.
Subhashri, could you please
I didn't get it. Say that again, Rachel.
switch the camera to the front?
Ah, see. Should remind me right away. I forget. Sorry. Thanks for reminding. Okay. We'll do one round of Bhastrika. Remember we did Bhastrika yesterday? So again, just a quick review. We're going to throw the arms up when you inhale and throw the arms down forcefully. So to look like this, you're throwing the arms down forcefully. And also the breaths are very forced, short, quick bursts of breath. All right. And again, not to be done by anybody who has blood pressure problems, in the sense that if you're on medication and it still fluctuates, the blood pressure, you should be avoiding it. If you have heart problem, if you're pregnant, you should not be doing it. Okay. So let's try this. Up, down, inhale, exhale. Pull the arms up, pull the arms down. Force. Two more breaths. Keep going. Final exhalation. And then just get back to your natural rhythm of breathing. Just let the body relax, arms and shoulders relax. Let the facial muscles relax. Breathing gets back to its normal, regular rhythm. Next, we'll do this practice. We did it yesterday. Brahmari, you remember? Humming bee breath. We did that yesterday, right? I think so. Okay. So, how do you do Brahmari? How do you do the humming bee breath? Does anybody remember how we did that yesterday? Can somebody explain?
You have to put Shanmukhi Mudra.
Shanmukhi Mudra, very good. So Shanmukhi Mudra, let me explain that one more time. The thumbs go into the ears, index fingers lightly on the eyelids, lightly. Middle finger lightly on the nose, the ring finger on the upper lips, then the below the lips finally, little fingers. Okay, so that's the Shanmukhi Mudra. You're closing the 6 openings, symbolizing the state of pratyahara. Pratyahara is sense withdrawal. Okay, and once we have that position, then we inhale. While exhaling, make the humming sound. So it will sound like this. Okay, again, 4 breaths. Okay, no more than 4 at your own pace. And then release the hand when you're done with the 4. When you're done with the full sequence, you can just for a few moments stay mentally tuned to the sound, the vibration of this humming sound that you might still be hearing in your mind, kind of ringing in your mind, in your ears. Through visualization, imagine that you're able to feel that vibration in every cell of the body. Now, go back to this breathing practice we call Nadi Sanchalana. It's rapid breathing. Rapid breathing is where I'm going to maintain the same speed, 85 breaths per minute, but this is different from Kapalbhati or Bhastrika. It's the same speed, but in this one, there is no force whatsoever. And very even, gentle, upper chest breaths only, but fast. That's all the difference is fast breaths, but very regular, gentle breaths. So we also do the breathing through one nostril first, then all through the second nostril, and then through both the nostrils. So if I were to close the right side with the right thumb and just show you the rhythm, this is how we'll maintain the rhythm. And hopefully I'm making it loud enough so you can hear, but in your case, you will not make it loud. So it sounds like this. If you can notice, both the inhale and exhale are identical, okay? Soft, no force, no belly movement, all right? So go the right side. When you hear the tick, let me explain this. When you hear the tick, that's exhale, okay? So try to synchronize with that in that manner. Exhale when you hear the tick, and immediately before you hear the next tick, inhale. So one full breath between the ticks, okay? That's what we'll try. Exhale. Release the hands down. A couple of easy breaths here. The other side. Now close the left side and breathe in and out from the right nostril. Exhale. Release the hands. Just take a couple of easy breaths. Now we'll do the same rhythm, this time breathing in and out through both the nostrils. Again, no force, no belly movement. Make sure you can put one hand below the navel just to make sure there is no movement there. Completely. It's natural rhythm of breathing. This practice is called Nadi Sanchalana, in English simply rapid breathing. Finally, we'll do our practice called the Nadi Shuddhi, alternate nostril breathing. Vishnu Mudra, right hand, thumb up, last two fingers up, middle two fingers at the base of the thumb. index and the thumb together. Very soft hand on your knee or thigh. Chin mudra. Okay. Remember 1:2 ratio between inhale and exhale. So keep a count in your mind. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, etc. Deep 3-part breaths. Everyone should be familiar. If you have doubts or questions, please ask. You will not be disturbing anybody. Just ask.
Subhashi, could you please explain that one more time for me, please?
Do it one more time. Close the right
Yeah.
nostril. Exhale from your left nostril. Inhale from the left. Close the left with the ring finger. Exhale right. Inhale from the right side. Close the right with the thumb again. Exhale from the left. Inhale from the left. Close the left. Exhale from the right. Inhale right. Close the right. Exhale left. And continue now. So you have the pattern. First exhale from one nostril. Inhale from the same nostril. That's key. And when you finish the inhalation, switch to the other side for the subsequent exhalation. Always exhaling from the opposite side, inhaling from the same nostril. Okay,
Thank you.
keep that in mind. Yeah. And very deep breaths. These are full breath. That means you are engaging the entire lung capacity. When you inhale, start by filling the belly out. When you exhale, suck the belly all the way back in. So full lung capacity is getting engaged in every breath. As you finish the next cycle, finish the final exhalation from the left nostril. At the end of that sequence, release the hands. Get back to your natural rhythm of breathing. So we'll do our very gentle stretch, legs out in front. Loosen up the body, keep the legs straight, feet together. It's called the Paschimottanasana. Raise the arms up as you inhale, pull the hands up, feel the elongation of the spine. Exhale, bending forward. Gentle stretch. Again, if you need, you can use a strap. If your hands are not comfortable reaching the feet, the strap will be helpful. It can deepen your stretch as well as keep your awareness a little more on the spine. If you don't have a strap and your hands don't reach there, you have a tendency to ground the spine. Keep the spine elongated. Inhale, pull the chin away from you. Exhale, drop the chest down. Only if comfortable. And the next inhalation, raise the arms up. Exhale, release now. Sit in any comfortable position for yoga mudra. Yogic seal, you can think of the yogic seal. thinking of all the energy in the body. Becoming aware, body, breath, and mind. Bring the hands behind the back, softly hold the right wrist behind you. As you exhale, begin to bend forward. Yogic seal, as it's called in English, Yoga Mudra. Keep breathing. Next inhalation, slow, smooth, come back up. Release. Ready for some relaxations. Lie down on your back first, just for a moment, because we're going to get up into the half boat, if that's comfortable for you. This is to stretch the body, tense up the muscles in the body, which again brings a deeper sense of awareness to the body. And that awareness is what we can use to relax the body. So it's a very important step, tightening the body. If comfortable, come up into the half boat. If not, keep the head or feet down or both down. Keep the legs straight, toes pointing away, arms straight. Spread the fingers wide, tight fingers. Make a very tight fist with the hands. Keep the fists tight. We'll open the mouth, extend the tongue out, curl it down toward the chin. Open the eyes wide. Tighten all the facial as well as the neck muscles. With the fists tight, pull the hands away from you. Squeeze the buttocks tight. Thighs, knees, kneecaps, calf muscles, ankles. Point the toes away one more time, and then we'll engage every muscle in the body at this time to bring it into a tight squeeze. Every muscle, real tight. Squeeze. And then let go. Let the head rest comfortably on the ground now. Preferably in the center with the eyes closed. Spread the feet apart. Almost the width of the mat, palms facing up. Make any adjustments if you need to, so you can feel very comfortable, very relaxed. Go through our sequence to relax the body. Start with the toes, relax them. Soles of the feet, heels, ankles, calf muscles, shins, knees, kneecaps, thighs, pelvic area, all the abdominal muscles, the rib cage, chest, shoulder blades, collarbones. Keep the awareness to the hands, relax the fingers, palms, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. Just loosening up and letting go. No tightness. Relax the buttocks. Full length of the spine. All the muscles in the back. Neck muscles. Soften and relax all the facial muscles. Forehead, top of the head, back of the head. And at this point, every muscle, every limb in the body feels very nicely loose and relaxed. Becoming aware of all the points of contact between the body and the floor. Allow the body to gently sink into the floor under its own subtle feeling of heaviness. Very deeply relaxed state of the body. Body relaxed, mind at peace. We'll just enjoy this peace for the next few moments now. Bring the awareness slowly back to the breathing and begin to breathe Just a little bit deeper breaths now. Gradually begin to stretch the fingers, curl the toes, stretch the hands, feet, arms, legs. Stretch the arms back overhead. Give yourself a nice stretch. Pull the hands back away from you. Toes pointing away. And then slowly roll to one side for a brief moment. Gently come back up to a sitting position now. Now comfortable. Finally open the eyes softly. So sitting again in a very nice, comfortable position. You can make any adjustments. If you need to, you can sit on a cushion, a block, or a bolster, or even a chair. That need to be comfortable. That's the whole idea. Okay. Tall spine, relaxed spine. So remember what we said was, this Om is a sound that basically is Ishvara, is God, is Brahman. And that is why you will notice that Om is added in front of every shloka, every prayer that we do in Sanskrit, or anything. Recite any mantras, read any of the Vedic mantras, almost all of them start with Om. Same thing like we do the Asatoma Sadgamaya, we always start with the Om Asatoma Sadgamaya. Okay, so let's recite the Gayatri mantra, for example, Om Bhu Bhava Swa, it's also starting with Om, everything. Okay, so that's why it's an important sound, important concept, connecting with what they say, you can, this Om sound is the cosmic sound basically, because in another one of the ancient texts is mentioned that this whole universe was created as a result of some sort of a sound energy, you can think of it. And that energy represented this Om. Okay, so before anything was created, there was just nothing but this sound, energy. You can think of the energy. And then it got converted to this material universe at some point in time. But because of the movement that's constantly going on around us, the earth is moving, the sun is moving, all the planets are moving, all the galaxies are moving. Movement means sound, movement means friction, friction means sound. And so there is this certain hum that is present all the time. We cannot hear it because we were born with that. That becomes our baseline sound. So that's why we cannot hear that. But they claim, these yogis say that you can actually hear that humming sound when you are able to get into a very deep state of meditation. And in fact, there is a sound inside us also. Okay, that's called antar nada in Sanskrit. Antar means internal, nada means sound. So this Om chant kind of represents this whole cosmic vibration. Okay, so we are connecting with that cosmic energy. Okay, so what we'll do now is to do this Om chant, but we will, because we have learned that there's a significance of these three letters A, U, and M, and what we'll do is now to first do the sound. Is the letter which represents A. In English, it is A. In Sanskrit is a. Okay. So for a few moments, we'll just chant the a sound and mentally visualize that you're connecting with this outside world experience through the five senses, etc. Okay, so for a first few moments, just a sound repeatedly. Inhale, and then whenever you exhale, do the a sound at your own pace. Finish the next round. Take your time, finish the full sequence. Take a couple of easy breaths after that. When you're ready, do the oo sound. It's called oo. In English, we call it U, but in Sanskrit, it's called oo. Okay, so we just do the oo sound now. So inhale and exhaling, do the oo sound a few times. Ooh. 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 Finish the next round. Complete the oo vibration and then a couple of easy natural breaths. Finally, a few times the humming sound. It's very similar to the Brahmari sound. That's what we will be doing, but without the Shanmukhi mudra, without the hand gesture. So same thing, inhale and then exhaling that humming sound a few times. Finish the next round, finish the final humming vibration sound, and then bring your breathing back to your natural rhythm. With the chanting of U, and Ma, we connected with the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. And now we'll do the full Om chant. Again, at your own pace, whatever is your duration, deep inhalation, then when you do the exhalation, do the Om chant. And again, in your own mind, you're going to recognize that we are chanting the sound of Ishvara or God. And actually, when you do this chanting of Om, you know that during that period of silence, very brief period of silence between successive Oms, mentally visualize that you are connecting with your own true self, your own true Atma, your own being, pure consciousness, which is the substratum for all states of being, and that is beyond any limitations put by time. You're beyond time. You're beyond the three gunas. The gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas. I think we briefly talked about that. Okay, so whenever you're ready, start chanting the Om sound. Om. 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 You finish the next round now. Take your time. Finish the final round chanting of Om. When you're done with that chanting, Once again, shift your awareness to the tip of the nose for just a moment or two to watch the natural rhythm of breathing now at the tip of the nose, very regular breath. While you're watching the breath, at the same time, feel that sound vibration of the Om recitation that we just did. Still ringing in your mind, in your ears. Mentally, visualize that vibration filling every cell of the body. You can feel the whole body, every cell vibrating with that same pulsation of this beautiful Om chant. Point shifter awareness to the third eye location, this space between the two eyebrows. Mentally visualizing that vast space in front of the third eye, Chidakasha, space of consciousness. At this point, whenever you're ready, transition to your own individual mantra meditation for the next few moments now. skin. Bring the awareness back to your breathing. Just watch the flow just for a moment again at the tip of the nose. Slowly becoming aware of the body, any sensations that you might be feeling in the body. Becoming aware of the surroundings. Softly open the eyes. Before we close, I just want to mention a couple of things related to our practice over the weekend. So tomorrow, remember, Saturday, as I mentioned earlier, we will be spending a little extra time. So about a half hour extra tomorrow. And during that time, we will be discussing some more concepts from the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Okay, so that will be tomorrow, a little extra time. And for our dharana practice tomorrow, I will be doing a practice called the Trataka. It's candle gazing practice, where we'll be gazing at the candle flame for some time. Okay, so if you have a candle handy, that's perfectly good. Bring it, keep it handy, basically. If you have a candle available, keep it handy. We will be placing it at a spot which is roughly the height of the eyes. Okay, so you may need a stool or something where you can keep the candle. Okay, eye level. And if you don't have a candle, that's no problem, because I'll be projecting a kind of a candle on the screen from YouTube. So many available there on YouTube. So we'll be presenting one of them. But from the past experience, I've noticed that many people tell me that it's a much better experience when you have a real candle in front rather than the screen candle. Okay, so try to get a candle. If not, that's okay. You can use the screen candle. The second thing I always recommend is, if you over the weekend, if you want to invite somebody as a guest, feel free to invite anybody. Doesn't have to be from your local area, from outside the local area. Anybody who wants to experience this session, feel free to invite them for a free session for tomorrow, either both tomorrow and Sunday, or either one of those 2 days. Okay, so that's and you can share the link with them, but make sure they will be filling out the registration form. Okay, because I want their information in my database. All right, the eyes closed now. Sit up nice and tall, comfortable. Recite Om one more time before we close. Inhale. Join the palms together, prayer position, Shanti mantra. Inhale. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya Tyorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lead me from unreal to the real, darkness to light, and from the fear of death to the knowledge of immortality. Peace, peace, peace. Palms briskly. Make a cup over the eyes, soft cover, relaxing the eyes. Hands, join the palms again, raise the arms up. Exhale, bending forward. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Deep respect, I bow down to all my teachers, all my gurus. I'd like to pay a special tribute to my teacher, Sage Patanjali. Walk up slowly. Thank you all very much. Namaste, everyone. Have a great